it just kills me how so many companies only care about their bottom line, and they could care less about us, our health, our families, our babies, our grandkids, or whatever, you know, like they just don't care. I really want you guys to do your due diligence, okay? So in today's video, we are going to talk about something that I'm not going to consider myself an expert in, but every once in a while I like to go on a little bit of a tangent because I feel like things need to be brought to your attention.
Actor and activist Mark Ruffalo is waging a new battle on Capitol Hill.
These chemicals don't respect political boundaries.
He's sounding the alarm about so-called forever chemicals, man-made substances that don't break down in the environment.
What I want to ask you is, by a show of hands in the comments, how many of you have seen the movie on Netflix called Dark Waters? I'll wait.
Hold up.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm LaShawn. This is LaShawn Will, and we get into the shenanigans here, mostly about DIY, your home and design. But I'm also a lifestyle channel, so sometimes I like to bring things to you that might seem a little bit out of the norm. However, I definitely feel like you guys have given me a platform to go ahead and express certain things, but also I want to bring you things that I feel are informative. And seeing as we do like to talk about the home, I think that this is important because there's something in most of our homes that we are not really paying attention to, and it may be causing some of us to be sick.
Well, it coats the pots you cook with so the food doesn't stick. It protects the carpet your baby crawls on. You may also have it in your winter jacket, your skin lotion, even your makeup. We're talking about Teflon.
Now, let me tell you, when I started my channel, I'm gonna back up a little bit. When I started my channel here, I said that I was going to do something called Wildcard Wednesdays. So for those of you who are my day ones, you remember that. Put Wildcard Wednesdays in the comments if you remember that. I did do some videos that were a little bit off the cuff. I did a video about the beauty industry. I also did a video about the government cheese situation and my thoughts on that. And even though those videos were done sort of in the beginning stages of creating this channel, I really wish that more people had seen them, especially considering the amount of time and research that I put into making those videos. With that said and out of the way, you guys know that I just moved into a new place here in the United States. When I relocated from Mexico, I decided to gift a bunch of things in my home to certain people. I gifted a lot of people with a lot of things, but in particular, I needed to replace my pots and pans. But I'm walking through the store, I'm talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and I told her that I was looking at, you know, getting a new set of pots and pans. I told her that some of the brands had reached out to me about it. However, the ones that I wanted in particular, I hadn't seen from any of the brands. So I flipped the camera around and I showed her, and she was like, girl, you know, I'm not gonna try to tell you what to do or whatever, but I would think twice about buying those pots and pans. I'm like, why?
According to Balot and the EPA, DuPont's internal documents reveal that the company failed to disclose its dangerous effects in all the years the company was marketing Teflon.
I've always been familiar with the dangers of like aluminum and obviously things flaking off in our food while we're cooking. Anyway, I started doing my own due diligence because I was familiar with certain things, obviously, but I had no idea. So I went down this rabbit hole. I found out about the movie Dark Waters, and I decided that I was going to watch it. So I watched this movie, and let me tell you, there's so many things that we wish we knew or that our parents knew.
Holy crap, Rob! I thought someone was breaking in, for God's sakes!
No, it's just me.
Rob, you need to tell me what in the hell's going on.
We're being poisoned.
Rob.
What? I mean it. DuPont is knowingly poisoning us. All of us.
So yeah, like I went all the way down this rabbit hole, and y'all know me when I get going down a rabbit hole. I just want you guys to go ahead and watch the movie and do your due diligence, because I am not a doctor. I am merely a former rapper, I'm a photographer, former bodywork practitioner, DIYer, home improvement specialist, designer, a content creator. I got like 18 jobs. She got 18 jobs, man, you know.
When I was your age, I was a maintenance man, a carpenter, a cab driver, a cook, a hospital orderly, a security guard, a tour guide, a fish cleaner, and an Amway distributor all in the same day.
Anyway, yeah, I just want to let you guys know.
That chemical.
What if you drank it?
Drank it? It's like saying, what if I swallowed a tire?
Yeah, some of these chemicals do not come out of our bodies. Our bodies do not know how to break them down. And then obviously, as you know, anything foreign in your body is a potential risk for other things. I don't, want to put any negativity out there in, the ether, but I just wanted you guys to think about that. So as I am redoing my kitchen, that was one of the things that was important to me. Instead of worrying about something looking aesthetically pleasing, needless to say, as beautiful as these pots and pans were, she also let me know that she had purchased some of those for the same aesthetic reasons, and that after you're cooking in them for a long time, they don't really hold that beauty. Like, they really start to look like shit, like burnt around the edges, and the color doesn't stay. And then she told me they started to flake off at the bottom. So I was like, what? So then she shows me, we're in a video call, so she shows me how her pots at the bottom started to flake off. And so what she started doing, and she suggested to me, and I'm going to suggest to you, to start replacing whatever you have little by little with stainless steel. So I had nothing. I was borrowing a pan from my daughter and using my air fryer, and obviously my air fryer stuff, to cook my meals because I had none. So I needed to go ahead and upgrade. And I figured, well, since I don't have anything, let me go ahead and just grab something. So as expensive as stainless steel can get, I decided to just hold off that day. Anyway, I was in a thrift store the next day, and they happened to have 2 stainless steel pots. So one was like sort of a saucepan pot combo. I'll show it to you. And then the other one was a little baby, like small pot that you would, boil something in, like if you eat boiled eggs or whatever. But like a smaller pot. And so I decided to get those, because I know a lot of you are like, I'm not buying any pots secondhand, I don't want something. First of all, they were in very good condition, and she advised me to just go ahead and get some Barkeeper's Friend from like Walmart or Target and clean them up really good, which I did, and all the shine came back and they look brand new. Like with the Barkeeper's Friend and a nice scouring pad, brand new. I used a pad and a brush, got into all the crevices, and brand new. So I paid a fraction of what I would have paid in one of these stores for these stainless steel pots and pans. I decided that I was going to go ahead and build out my pots and pans by not trying to buy like one set at one time, which could run me about $300 or $400, that I would just do onesies, twosies. So now I had the two that I had gotten from the thrift store, cleaned them up, and I've been using those. And then I was in Marshall's one day and I found 2 more pots, like sort of like a rice or a potato pasta type of pot. And then I found this little baby all clad. It's a little small, it's so cute. And it's for like, you know, small things, little desserts, or if you're cooking for one and you want to make something, I don't even know, like I'm trying to think, but anyway, it's really small and it's really cute. And so I bought those 2. So now I had 4. And the next 2 that I needed was a large frying pan, like a big frying pan. And then I need a very large cooking pot. But I'm not worried about that because, again, I'm only cooking for me, and the only time I would use something that large is if I was having some sort of shindig, which I don't plan on doing anytime soon, so I'm cool. But they're all really good, nice, heavy duty stainless steel cookware. And thank you, Lisa, because I am so glad that you brought this to my attention. And it just kills me how so many companies only care about their bottom line, and they could care less about us, our health, our families, our babies, our grandkids, or whatever, you know, like they just don't care. And so I was like livid. I was pissed, obviously, after I watched this movie. And I decided that I was going to do this really quick video so that I could share my thoughts with you guys, in hopes that you will, going forward, as you can financially, start to replace any of these fake coatings, Teflon coated aluminum garbage pans and pots that you are cooking your food in. Obviously, if you can afford to do cast iron, I applaud you, because I still do not have a single cast iron pan. And trust me, I have wanted one for a long time. However, for some reason, I just cannot justify spending $100 on a nice cast iron pan. But if I'm in a thrift store and I see one and it's in good condition, I'm going to pick it up. The only thing with me is that I don't eat meat. And so I'm very funny when it comes to a cast iron pan, because most of the time you don't clean them. You wipe them out and you season them, so they kind of hold everything in them. If you're using a cast iron pan right, if you're using it correctly, you're supposed to wipe it out and then let it season. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't until now purchased one secondhand. So yeah, say what you gotta say, but I'm trying to save money. I already told y'all in my last video, I am not trying to blow the budget when it comes to this house. I am doing things very slowly because of my back. Again, don't want to get into that in this video because there's so much. And quite frankly, I think my stainless steel looks great. Back in the day, we used to see a lot of wooden spoons and stuff in our kitchen. Our grandmas and whatnot cooked with them. However, you notice that somehow that changed. And they started going to other types of utensils, but those utensils would scratch up the pots, and then next thing you know, you'd have things in your food, or you'd notice that the pots were starting to lose their coating on the bottom. And so my question to you is, where was that coating going? I'll wait. So yes, I had did my due diligence. I knew to stay away from aluminum, There were other things that I knew to stay away from as far as your pots and pans. I never bought cheap pots and pans for the simple fact that I wanted to make sure whatever I had, I wasn't going to get caught up in all of that, you know, having things flake off on me. And like I said before, there are so many other things that are in our homes that could be making us sick and we don't even realize it. I don't even want to get into the whole plastic thing because that is something that I'm going to have to do as well, but I know that's going to take some time. But I have been buying more glass instead of plastic, but I still buy things that are in plastic. So it's just, you know, it's almost like you can't win for losing. But I'm going to fight these one battle at a time. Today, I wanted to just focus on the cookware, and you know, we just have to think about what these things are, where they're coming from, how they're made, and how they're affecting us. And do these chemicals come out of our body? Our bodies do not know how to break them down. I mean, like seriously, my mom has pots and pans that she had before I was born. So that should tell you something. Like even me, up until a certain point, I still had the pot that I boiled my son's bottles in when he was a baby. And I don't know when I got rid of that pot, but at some point I ended up getting rid of it. But yeah, I had that pot for a long time. And it was a pot that my mom had given to me, and I was using that to boil my son's bottles with. So I had that pot for a really long time, and it was stainless steel. So yeah, says a lot. Thank you so much guys for being here. If you made it this far into the video, go ahead and type stainless steel into the comments for me so I know you made it this far into the video, and I will be back to my normal shenanigans in the next video, okay? With that said, I want to wish everybody safe cooking, happy eating, warm tummies, and I love you. Bye!